Thank you for being here. I'm going to start with a song from my kids' album that I wrote about big, hairy, gay guys. When I say splash, 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 all of you go splash, 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 and when I say makes me laugh, go ha, ha, ha. Thanks. There's a bear, a great big bear, running down the hill. And there's two more bears in the water there, so I rest my head on the windowsill, and they splash, 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 and it makes me laugh. Ha, ha, ha. And they splash, 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 right outside my window. There's a bear, a great big bear, running down the hill. And there's two more bears in the water there, so I rest my head on the windowsill, and they splash, 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 and it makes me laugh. Ha, ha, ha. And they splash, 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 right outside my window. I like bears, I like bears, I like bears a lot. I like bears, I like bears, I like bears a lot. I like bears, I like bears, I like bears a lot. Thanks. My kids' album is called Alphabet, and this is the title track. I don't have any copies of the album, but I'm going to play it anyway. A is for apple, B is for butt, C is for cat butt, D is for doo-doo, E is for elephant doo-doo, F is for fart, G is for gorilla fart, H is for huge gorilla fart, I is for eyeball, J is for jammies, K is for kid fart, L is for loud and long farts, M is for monkey butt, N is for saying night, night to neat, go at nap time, O is for O, P is for panda, peeing and pooping in her potty while Papa plays peekaboo, Q is for Cubert, R is for robotic, monkeys going to take over the world, S is for stinky, T is for turd, U is for uh-oh, V is for flying V, W is for wee-wee, X exactamundo, Y is for yucky and yummy and you, and Z is for farts that smell like the zoo. Thank you. One more song from that album. This is a song, a lullaby about Sharon. My friend, what's your name? My friend said, write yours down. Mine is almost the same. Erase the S and M. In their place put a G and R and an ND. Look at me, what's that say? And the weatherman stood with his head hung in shame. He took off his big belt, put it down, turned away. But my friend said, don't leave, I just harvested beets. Let's go eat at my place. That made my friend great, not his muscles, his money, his job, or his name, or his fame. See, my friend isn't famous. He is just a good person who grows what he eats. And if you have a mouth, then he will try to feed you. And if you are cold, he'll put wood in the stove, grab a quilt and some warm flannel sheets. Sam Champion said, let's plant a garden in the heart of this wasteland. And Sam said, hey man, this'll be breaking news. But Grant said, I won't wait for your camera crew. See, I don't do what I do for the glory. I don't do what I do because it's a good story. I do what I do because there is a need and a hunger created by corporate greed. See, there's a surplus of food in this country, and nobody should ever go to sleep hungry. But that food is kept under lock and key, considered a privilege for people with money. To his hands and his knees with a tear in his eye, and unable to speak, he was driven to action by only compassion. He dug in the dirt and he planted some beans. Planted some beans. Planted some beans. Planted some beans. Some beans. My grandma said to me, if you only have one bean and you meet someone with no bean, you should give them half your bean, 'cause you will be less hungry if you eat just half a bean than if you eat a whole bean in front of somebody with no bean. I'd be okay with a little less guitar. Thanks. I wrote this song with some friends of mine. That's good. And I don't know the second verse, so I'm not going to sing it. It's from an album called Antsy Pants. The flower said, I wish I was a tree. The tree said, I wish I could be a different kind of tree. The cat wished that it was a bee. The turtle wished that it could fly really high into the sky, over rooftops and then dive deep into the sea. And in the sea there is a fish that has a secret wish, a wish to be a big cactus with a pink flower on it. And in the sea there is a fish that has a secret wish, a wish to be a big cactus with a pink flower on it. And the flower will be its offering of love to the desert, and the desert so dry and lonely that the creatures all appreciate the effort. And the rattlesnake said, I wish I had hands so I could hug you like a man. But then the cactus said, gender's a construct. And don't you understand? My skin is covered with sharp spikes that'll stab you like 1,000 knives. A hug would be nice, but hug my flower with your eyes. And the flower said, I wish I was a tree. The tree said, I wish I could be a different kind of tree. The cat wished that it was a bee. The turtle wished that it could fly really high into the sky, over rooftops and then dive deep into the sea. And in the sea there is a fish that has a secret wish, a wish to be a big cactus with a pink flower on it. And in the sea there is a fish that has a secret wish, a wish to be a big cactus with a pink flower on it. And the flower will be its offering of love to the desert, and the desert so dry and lonely that the creatures all appreciate the effort. Thanks. This is an old one. I mean, they're all old ones. heard this when my nephew was born. He's 17. Is New York City really like a graveyard? They all ask me and I say, well, it was last week, but man, that was in the past. See, I stopped going to the places where the people act so nasty and pretentious, 'cause I'm happy sitting with my friends in sidewalks singing songs. And some people are still standing in the way of where I'm going, so I say, please excuse me, step aside or keep on moving. And I guess they sense that my momentum meant that I was winning, but I'm only just beginning, and I'd rather go with friends than go alone. And some people grab my hands and some people grab my shirt. Some people race ahead to see if they can get there first. Some people stay behind because they've got something else in mind. Whatever you decide, if you are true to you, you're gonna be alright. Like Akita, he's a father now, he was in love with Amber. Their baby's name is Skylar, he's the baby of the summer. I wonder as I wander if I'll ever settle down, or if every day I'll take my roots uprooted en route to another town. I was sitting on a couch somewhere watching VH1 when I found out that Bruce Springsteen is his mother's only son. I'm my mother's only daughter. We were both born to run, but even he says it's amazing raising babies in the place where you come from. But I am a rock tumbler, I've got rocks inside my head, and just because they come out shining doesn't mean that they are diamonds. And I guess that my worst nightmare is your very favorite bar. When I'm worth my weight in shell and slate, I'll know that I'm a super duper star. I'll be a great big ball of burning gas, sitting on my big fat ass, sipping Cristal Light beside a plastic wading pool. And the next day I'll be somewhere else. Part of me will hate myself, part of me will know deep down that I am pretty cool. The part of me that knows I never cared for being cool. The part of me that knows I never cared for being cool. The part of me that knows I never cared for being cool. The part of me that knows I'm really scared of being cool. Thank you. Keep telling yourself those fables if it helps you sleep at night. I spent the 90s bussing tables and roller skating by moonlight. I had 8 wheels beneath my feet, black and white checkered dance floor, Vonnegut paperback in my back pocket as I rolled out the door. And I ascended that incline on my stoppers, did a 180 at the top, yelled bang-a-rang and bombed that hill. I passed a person who'd passed out from doing poppers. All the meat that you meet will one day be a daffodil. All the meat that you meet will one day be a daffodil. You tried to tell me what I could and couldn't say. You tried to tell me I should be a certain way, 'cause you are so afraid what people think of you, that you try to control what your friends say and do. But I've gotta be me, all broken, wide open, and true. I'd rather be alone and free than live on my knees to please you. Keep telling yourself those fables if it helps you sleep at night. I should have run when I was able, with the first red flag in sight, with the words embroidered on it. This one won't treat you right. with the words embroidered on it. This one won't treat you right. I refused to believe it, even though I could see it with my own two eyes. You tried to tell me what I could and couldn't say. You tried to tell me I should be a certain way, 'cause you are so afraid what people think of you, that you try to control what your friends say and do. But I've gotta be me, all broken, wide open, and true. I'd rather fly alone and free than live on my knees to please you. My thumb doesn't work like it used to, but I'm trying. I'm not ready to retire my thumb yet and start playing like an auto harp. The beer I had for breakfast was a bottle of Mad Dog, and my 20/20 vision was 50% off. You said punch, buggy right, and punch me right in my left eye. I said, don't you mean padiddle, and I lit his house on fire. He came home on acid, I was holding his shotgun. I was dressed like Tina Turner in Beyond Thunderdome. He said, don't shoot, I said, I won't, I love you, you're my friend. I handed him my wig and shot myself in the head. Then I stuffed a box of tissues in the hole in my skull. I got in my Mazda and I drove to the mall. I got a big Johnson shirt and some silicone tits. When I pulled out the tissues, they were covered with shit. And the beer I had for breakfast was a box of cheap white wine. The boombox on my shoulder was a box of clementines. I ate every single one without noticing the mold. You said, you're gross, my darling. I said, no, I'm rock and roll. Even though I'd never ever been in a band, I got cool as black ice tattooed on my hand. And the Christians gave me comic books as if I would be scared of burning in hell. Well, I was already there. And the beer I had for breakfast, silver bullet to the brain. And the beer I had for lunch was a bottle of nitrate. The beer I had for dinner was my crazy neighbor's pills. We had to sit down on skateboards just to make it down the hill. Then I peed my pants and you stole the groom's cigar. And some old man made me watch him masturbate locked in his car. When I got back to the apartment, you were face down on the floor. You said, don't go to bed yet, let's go get a 64. What's next? What's next? Then I peed my pants and I try not to think about that part. Then I peed my pants and you stole the groom's cigar. And some old man made me watch him masturbate locked in his car. And I go, no wait, I'm totally confused. See, you know what? This song, people keep asking me to play it, but when I get to this part where it goes all dark and twisty, then my brain's like, don't go there. Don't go there. But I don't remember it because my brain won't let me. Who knows it? What? Well, I went back to the apartment. You're FaceTime on the floor, so don't go to bed yet. Let's go get a 64. And then the beer I had for breakfast. No, I already did that part. I know it's something about blood was pouring out my mouth, and Evan Dando never planned on telling you the truth. And you're, oh, wait, you said bottoms up just as I bottomed out. I tried to scream fuck you, but blood was pouring out my mouth. Evan Dando never planned on telling you the truth. And your Leonardo ID card is your fountain of youth. You can be a teenager for your whole fucking life. Just find some pretty sucker, make that bitch your wife. I guess by now you all know my friend Danny broke his neck. He was driving home from Sirens and he got into a wreck. First I cried for him and then I cried for me. haunted by the ghost of the girl I used to be. But the rocks with holes are warm in my hands, and I bury my toes in the hot, hot sand. And the silver pink pony kisses me and says, you've come a long, long way, and you deserve to be really happy. Thank you. Sorry about that. You would think after I forgot that same line for the past 2 nights that I'd maybe look like Google it or something. Sometimes it's hard singing the sad shit over and over. This is the saddest of all. This is about some really sad thing that happened, and then, you know how sometimes there's like a song that you listen to when something really bad's happening, and then it kind of helps? This is about an Elton John song that kind of helped. I was 12 and things had been pretty okay up till then. The only deaths I'd experienced were pets and the grandparents of my friends. I was gifted and talented till right around 7th grade, but that is when everything changed and I had to flip the switch and shut off my brain. 'Cause if I thought too much, I'd get sick to my stomach, and I would feel like giving up or throwing up. It was just too tough. 'Cause that is when I realized that even little babies die, and I had to build a wall inside to keep me from losing my mind. He was only 9 months old, a kid I'd babysit and hug and hold, and I would tickle his toes and pat his head and watch his chest rise and fall as he slept in his crib. And then my dad said late last night, a truck driver hit their car, he didn't survive. And his mom was hurt bad, but his dad is alright. His big brother's fine 'cause he stayed at the party. Yeah, Steven was fine 'cause he stayed at the party. And if I thought too much, I'd get sick to my stomach, and I would feel like giving up or throwing up. It was just too tough. Sometimes things happen when we are small that we just don't have the tools to deal with at all. So we bottle it up and we just don't see how the stuff that we stuff will affect who we'll be. What protects us as kids slowly makes us insane. So I'm trying to dismantle barricades, brick by brick, in an attempt to set free my brain. Brick by brick, in an attempt to set free my brain. And I just hope that my heart is stronger now, so much stronger than it was when I was 12. When if I thought too much, I'd get sick to my stomach, and I would feel like giving up or throwing up. It was just too tough. And I'd sing Daniel again and again and pretend you were just traveling on a plane. Quarter century later, still hard to take, but with every red taillight I scream out your name. I say Daniel, Daniel, Daniel. I say Daniel, Daniel, Daniel. I say Daniel, Daniel, Daniel. baby boy, 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 baby boy. Since I put out a solo album, and I have enough songs, but I just keep not doing it. I've been torn between naming it Whitney Take the Wheel and Boundaries. Okay, so that song will be on an album, and so will this next one. This one's about anxiety, which I'm sure none of you have ever heard of. And also about my feet. The doctor said that I stopped growing and a hat's abode is never on the bed. On the internet I'm going to tell cancer to stop killing off our friends and heroes. I'm 5'3", well really 5'2.5". I bet that I'd be 5'4" if my feet weren't so flat and these sore flat feet are planted firmly on the ground. My brain is made of tangled yarn and my heart is upside down. My chin's a skin-covered peach pit and my belly's full of gravel, and I'm trying to find a sweet spot between wound up and unraveled, because I've never been woven on a loom so neat and even, and there's so few hooks and needles that know what to make of me. And the hat that gave me whiplash was created in my mind by a girl who was my roommate, but just for a little while, before I took the Greyhound home. Even though I am full grown, if I'm too far from my parents, I feel freaked out and alone. But before I left, I said, "You are the angel of the morning." She said, "You're 3 times a lady, but this party's really boring." So we climbed up on the table in our fishnets and hot pants, and she said, "Love bites," I said, "Love bleeds," and we started to dance. But then he stormed into the room. He was high on PCP. He said, "Bitch, you know you want this," and he staggered straight towards me. I said, "The cake is in the rain. I never hit that, you're a liar." And he tried to take his pants off, but his Jankos were on fire. And she said, "You are the wind beneath my maxi pad with wings." So I walked into the window with a milk crate of his things and said, "I'm 5'3", well really 5'2.5". I bet that I'd be 5'4" if my feet weren't so flat and these sore flat feet were planted firmly on the carpet. I flipped the bird, made fake fart sounds, and shouted, "Smell my armpit," when I'm curled up in my bed. And I think back on all this shit, I'm so thankful I had friends back then who knew how to knit, who could untangle all my knots and make sense of all my thoughts. She said she is small, but she is strong, and you need to get lost. Well, I misheard and I got lost for a year or 2 or 5, fighting demons in a fog, but I made it out alive. And my thumb is from the Sour Patch, my ribs are under wire, my tongue is a strike anywhere match, my hips are a spare tire that help keep me afloat when I jump off of sinking ships. It's been 19 years since alcohol passed through these lips, though I'm ready to admit a few years ago I took some trips, and I'm just lucky when I hit that crazy slope I didn't slip. I know I'm not perfect, in fact I'm really far from perfect, but when I hump the rug I bump the tub and try to learn from it. I get knocked down, but I get up again. I get knocked down, but I get up again. I get knocked down, but I get up again. I get knocked down, but I get up again. I am 5, I forgot how to play. I am 5'3", well really 5'2.5". I bet that I'd be 5'4" if my feet weren't so flat and these sore flat feet are planted firmly on the ground. My brain is made of tangled yarn and my heart is upside down, and my eyes are made of broken glass, my uterus of sand. I wanted a million babies, things don't always go as planned. If I'd been dealt a different hand, but I still have the things I have. A perfect kid in an apartment a block from my mom and dad, and my name on my socks, and no rocks in my shoes, and a crack in my ass that the light shines through. I've got my name on my socks, and there's no rocks in these shoes, and there's a crack in my ass that the light shines through. The doctor said that I stopped growing, and a hat's abode is never on the bed. On the internet, I'm gonna tell my friends that I've sworn off the internet, and then I'll check all of the comments. Thank you. Left hands hold the leashes, and the right hands hold the torches, and the grandpa's holding shotguns, swing on porch swings hung on porches, and the grandmas in their gardens plant seeds to cut their losses, and the poachers with the pooches and the nooses preheat crosses, and the pooches see the grandpas and they bare their teeth and growl, while their owners turn their noses up like they smell something foul, and they fumble with their crosses, and they start to mumble curses, and they plot ways to get grandpas off of porches into hearses. But the grandpas on the porches are just scarecrows holding toys, and the grandmas in their gardens are paper mache decoys. The real grandmas and grandpas are with all the girls and boys marching downtown to the city hall to make a lot of noise, saying, hands up, don't shoot, I can't breathe. Black lives matter, no justice, no peace. I know that we can overcome because I had a dream we tore this racist broken system apart at the seams. Sometimes it seems like we've reached the end of the road. We've seen cops and judges sleep together wearing long white robes. They put their white hoods up, try to take the black hoods down, and they don't plan on stopping till we're all in the ground, till we're dead in the ground or we're incarcerated, 'cause prison's a big business form of enslavement, plantations that profit on black folks in cages. They'll break our backs and keep the wages. It's outrageous that there's no place we can feel safe in this nation. Not in our cars, not at the park, not in subway stations, not in church, the school, the store, not asking for help, not walking down the street. So we've gotta scream and yell, hands up, don't shoot, I can't breathe. Black lives matter, no justice, no peace. I know that we can overcome because I had a dream we tore this racist broken system apart at the seams. You tweet me my own lyrics, tell me to stop letting a few bad apples ruin the bunch. Don't minimize the fight comparing apples to cops. This is about the orchard's poisoned roots, not loose fruits in a box. Once the soil's been spoiled, the whole crop's corrupt. That's why we need the grassroots working from the ground up, and we look to Black Twitter to stay woke and get some truth. There's just smiling cops and black mug shots on biased corporate news. If you steal cigarellos, or you sell loose cigarettes, or you forget your turn signal, will they see your skin as a threat? Will they kill you and then smear you, then cover it up and lie? Will they call it self-defense? Will they call it suicide? Hands up, don't shoot, I can't breathe. Black lives matter, no justice, no peace. I know that we can overcome because I had a dream we tore this racist broken system apart at the seams. Decades of cultivation start from tiny seeds that were once planted, and we mustn't take the gardens that our elders grew for granted. Though it is up to our youth why Neuroson are organized, because movements can't keep moving if bold and unsharpened eyes don't see the need to hear what those on the ground have to say. In Ferguson and Cleveland, Staten Island, the East Bay, Charleston, Phoenix, Detroit, Sanford, Waller, Seattle, Chicago, Los Angeles, Baltimore, climbing flagpoles, taking bridges, locked together to the BART, speaking out about injustice in our music and our art, storming stages to ask candidates when they're gonna start really addressing the issues that are breaking our hearts. Hands up, don't shoot, I can't breathe. Black lives matter, no justice, no peace. I know that we can overcome because I had a dream we tore this racist broken system apart at the seams, and the altars are torn down. We'll keep on placing flowers for the boy whose body was in the road for more than 4 hours. We'll honor the dead of every age and every gender. We can't just have it be the brothers' names that we remember. Black boys on skateboards and black boys in hoodies and little black girls who are on the couch sleeping, and all of the black trans women massacred. Too many black folks killed and brutalized, and there's no justice served after the lynchings of our people by the murderous police who stand like hunters round their prey, gasping helpless in the street, feet from the teen girl that they tackled and locked handcuffed in a car right by her 12-year-old brother dying. And no one did CPR. Hands up, don't shoot, I can't breathe. Black lives matter, no justice, no peace. I know that we can overcome because I had a dream we tore this racist broken system apart at the seams, and we'll keep on planting flowers, and we'll fight until the day that we don't have to pick them all, to put them all on graves. Yeah, we'll keep planting flowers, and we'll fight until the day that we don't have to pick them all, to put them all on graves. Hands up, don't shoot, I can't breathe. Black lives matter, no justice, no peace. I know that we can overcome because I had a dream we tore this racist broken system apart at the seams. You are my baby, but it's not up to me. What you become, that is up to you. I hope you will be gentle, kind, compassionate, and free. No matter what, I'll always love you unconditionally. No matter what, I'll always love you unconditionally. And I hope you will have a lot of adventures. I hope you won't feel too much pressure to be somebody that you're not. I hope you know that happiness cannot be bought. I hope you know that happiness cannot be bought. And I hope when you are sad, you won't be ashamed to cry. And I hope when you get mad, glad you won't keep it all inside. I hope you know that feeling bad's a normal part of life. Still, I hope you'll be happy most of the time. Yeah, I hope you'll be happy most of the time. And I hope when you are tired, you know it's okay to be lazy. You can sit around and daydream even if they call you spacey. I hope you know that I'll still love you when I'm old and crazy. I'll love you more than anything. You'll always be my baby. I love you more than anything. You'll always be my baby. You are my baby, but it's not up to me. What you become, that is up to you. I hope you will be gentle, kind, compassionate, and free. No matter what, I'll always love you unconditionally. No matter what, I'll always love you unconditionally. No matter what, I'll always love you unconditionally. I had so much fun singing with Shell Shag. I love them. That was the first time we did that ever, and they were just like talking about playing Just Like Heaven in the green room, and I was like, I know that! And then I just was like, I'm gonna sneak attack. See if you can sing it louder than me. I took the Polaroid down in my room. I'm pretty sure you have a new girlfriend. It's not as if I don't like you. It just makes me sad whenever I see it. 'Cause I like to be gone most of the time, and you like to be home most of the time. If I stay in one place, I lose my mind. I'm a pretty impossible grandpa to be with. Joey never met a bike that he didn't want to ride, and I never met a Toby that I didn't like. Scotty liked all of the books that I recommended. Even if he didn't, I wouldn't be offended. It's so nice. I had a dream that I had to drive to Madison to deliver a painting. For some silly reason, I took a wrong turn and ended up in Michigan. Paul Barabo took me to the giant tire swing, gave me a push, and he started singing. I sang along while I was swinging. The sound of our voices made us forget everything that had ever hurt our feelings. Joey never met a bike that he didn't want to ride, and I never met a Toby that I didn't like. Scotty liked all of the books that I recommended. Even if he didn't, I wouldn't be offended. So the last chorus is around, but I can't do it by myself, so you should try. Now I'm home for less than 24 hours. That's hardly time to take a shower, hug my family and take your picture off the wall. check my email, write a song, and make a few phone calls before it's time to leave again. I've got one hand on the steering wheel, one waving out the window. If I'm a spinster for the rest of my life, my yarns will keep me warm on cold and lonely nights. Joey never met a bike that he didn't want to ride, and I never met a Toby that I didn't like. Scotty liked all of the books that I recommended. Even if he didn't, I wouldn't be offended. Almost, thank you. Thanks. I just have a few more. Sorry, my guitar feels like it maybe went out of tune a little bit, but I can never tell, and it would be much worse if I tried to tune it, so I'm just gonna. Loose lips, mitts and chips, but loose misses take trips to San Francisco, dump Dutch disco, tech to be high. Do it for Scotty, do it for the living and do it for the dead. Do it for the monsters under your bed. Do it for the teenagers and do it for your mom. For a concert, but they make us strong. We won't stop until somebody calls the cops, and even then we'll start again. Just pretend that nothing ever happened. We won't stop until somebody calls the cops, and even then we'll start again. Just pretend that nothing ever happened. We're just dancing, we're just hugging, singing, screaming, kissing, tugging on the sleeve of how it used to be. How's it gonna be? I'll drop kick Russell Stover, move into the starting over house. No Matt Rouse and Jester watching me achieve my dreams. And we'll pray all damn day, every day, that all the shit our president has got us in will go away, while we strive to figure out a way we can survive these trying times without losing our minds. So if you want to burn yourself, remember that I love you. And if you want to cut yourself, remember that I love you. And if you want to kill yourself, remember that I love you. Call me up before you're dead, we can make some plans instead. Send me an IM, I'll be your friend. Shysters live from scheme to scheme, but my fourth quarter pipe dreams are seeming more and more worth fighting for. So I'll curate some situations, make my job our big vacation, and I'll say fuck Trump. And fuck ICE. And fuck TERFs, and fuck arugula, and, yeah. There's so much, the list is endless. Fuck Jeff Bezos. Betsy DeVos. My war paint is Sharpie ink, and I'll show you how much my shit stinks and ask you what you think, because your thoughts and words are powerful. They think we're disposable, well both my thumbs are posable. My thumb's so sad. Spelled out on a double word and triple letter score. And we won't stop until somebody calls the cops, and even then we'll start again. Just pretend that nothing ever happened. We won't stop until somebody calls the cops, and even then we'll start again. Just pretend that nothing ever happened. We won't stop until somebody calls the cops, and even then we'll start again. And just pretend that nothing ever happened. We won't stop until somebody calls the cops, and even then we'll start again. Just pretend that nothing ever happened. We're just dancing, we're just hugging, singing, screaming, kissing, tugging on the sleeve of how it used to be. Thanks. Thank you. I have 2 more songs, and I'm inviting an old friend of mine to come play bass with me for these 2. This is my good friend Orion Salazar, and we haven't played music together in since 2004. Something like that. And we didn't practice, but we're gonna try this. He is all over my album Hidden Agenda. All the bass on that album is Orion. Okay. Ready? Yeah. Okay. on fire. Somebody yelled out, hey, stop, drop, and roll. I said that might save my skin, but it won't save my soul. That might save my skin, but it won't save my soul. You swallow hard and you bottle it up. Try to pretend you're a half full cup. Believe what they're feeding, you're eating it up. While I'm reading books about how they're corrupt. I'm reading books about how they're corrupt. He says he's protecting us, but he's a liar. And I know deep down that it's down to the wire. My heart will stop if I put out the fire. As long as I'm burning, I'll keep on yearning to save the world. Not sure how, but I'm learning. Since what they call the beginning of man, blood has been shed for the rape of the land. They call it civilized, I call it crap. Our only hope is to look further back. Our only hope is to look further back. If we really want for this world to survive, we'll just take what we need to stay alive. It's a mistake to just take and not give. It's not true that we must murder to live. It's not true that we must murder to live. He says he's protecting us, but he's a liar. And I know deep down that it's down to the wire. My heart will stop if I put out the fire. As long as I'm burning, I'll keep on yearning to save the world. Not sure how, but I'm learning. And telling the truth the best way that I'm able. I'm placing my cards all face up on the table. It's okay to be scared, you don't have to act tough. Just take all that pain and turn it into love. Take all that pain and turn it into love. And let your emotions be fuel to your flame. Being on fire will keep you awake. If somebody yells out, hey, stop, drop, and roll, say that might save my skin, but it won't save my soul. That might save my skin, but it won't save my soul. That might save my skin, but it won't save my soul. Oh my goodness. I just have one more song, and then you're gonna have the funnest time during AJJ's set. And this is the last show of the first 3 weeks of our tour, and then we have a little time off, and then we're gonna go out for 3 more weeks. And yeah, thank you so much. I have socks with my name on them. I have some prints of drawings. I have a CD. I have a couple different CDs, but one of them is called The Bundles, and not many people know about it, but it's me. It's a band I have. I play keyboard and sing in it, and it's with my friends Jeffrey Lewis, Jack Lewis, Anders Griffin, and Carl Blau, and it's super fun. And then I have a DVD of an animated film that my friend Clyde made that's about a trans kid whose mom has schizophrenia, and in that I co-wrote the theme song with Clyde. And I'm also in it in animated form in the audience at the Whitney Houston concert, in which I am the voice of Whitney Houston. So. And I have some original drawings, but the drive was too short today, so I didn't get very many done, but I'm going to keep drawing during AJJ set. So you should come at the end of their set, and then I'll have some stuff. And so yeah, thank you, Orion Salazar. He's going to play one more song with me. And, Orion was the best and one of the founding members of Third Eye Blind. And he's so cool and awesome. Okay, we didn't practice, and he didn't play on this one on the album, but he's really good.
So.
He's a professional, unlike this lady. But thank you so much. I love you all. Thank you. When I go for a drive, I like to pull off to the side of the road, turn out the lights, get out and look up at the sky. And I do this to remind me that I'm really, really tiny in the grand scheme of things, and sometimes this terrifies me. It's only really scary 'cause it makes me feel serene in a way I never thought I'd be, because I've never been so grounded and so humbled and so one with everything. I am grounded, I am humbled, I am one with everything. Rock and roll is fun, but if you ever hear someone say you are huge, look at the moon, look at the stars, look at the sun, look at the ocean and the desert and the mountains and the sky. Say, I am just a speck of dust inside a giant's eye. I am just a speck of dust inside a giant's eye. When I saw Genevieve, I really liked it when she said what she said about the giant and the lemmings on the cliff. She said, I like giants, especially girl giants, 'cause all girls feel too big sometimes, regardless of their size. When I go for a drive, I like to pull off to the side of the road and run and jump into the ocean in my clothes. And I'm smaller than a poppy seed inside a great big bowl, and the ocean is a giant that can swallow me whole. So I swim for all salvation, and I swim to save my soul, but my soul is just a whisper trapped inside a tornado. So I flip to my back, and I float, and I sing. I am grounded, I am humbled, I am one with everything. I am grounded, I am humbled, I am one with everything. So I talked to Genevieve and almost cried when she said that the giant on the cliff wished that she was dead, and the lemmings on the cliff wished that they were dead. So the giant told the lemmings why they ought to live instead. When she thought of all the reasons that they ought to live instead, it made her reconsider all the sad thoughts in her head. So thank you, Genevieve, 'cause you take what is in your head and you make things that are so beautiful and share them with your friends. We all become important when we realize our goal should be to figure out our role within the context of the whole. And yeah, rock and roll is fun, but if you ever hear someone say you are huge, look at the moon, look at the stars, look at the sun, look at the ocean and the desert and the mountains and the sky. Say, I am just a speck of dust inside a giant's eye. I am just a speck of dust inside a giant's eye. I am just a speck of dust inside a giant's eye, and I don't wanna make her cry.